Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's. All things summer, all at the right price.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Back to the conversation. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Nobody's claimed it?
What? No. You got a boyfriend?
Oh, my God. That's Christopher
weird.
Columbus.
How do you have that? You know whose it is?
Our question, what's the craziest thing that happened involving your vehicle? Here come those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com. Well, I don't know.
This is so weird. Who's this?
I don't know. On naming things, a couple for today. Guys, I have names for my guns. My AR is named Martha, my 9mm is Stacy, and my shotgun is named Lucille.
Stacy, huh?
Yeah, keep on rocking, bitches. They're from Levi.
Stacy.
Problem with the vehicle. I backed my truck into a concrete steel-covered post at a storage unit, crushed the right rear fender and bumper, all replaced with new parts. 2 weeks later at a job site in an elementary school, I backed into a steel basketball post on the school property, dead center of the tailgate and the bumper, replaced with new parts. 1 week later, turning off of I-405, sideswiped by a vehicle on the left side, damaged fender, headlight, bumper, and plastic front clip, all new parts replaced. 3 days later, someone with something heavy dented the right side of my newly replaced right rear fender. No one confessed to that dent at work. Since then, no more accidents or incidents. That from the Elk Plain Drifter. It's amazing how much I ended up driving down to Tacoma way to play golf on the weekend. Mm-hmm. Inevitably, obviously, a lot of late night accidents. Saturday morning and Sunday morning, you will see like 3 fronts of people's cars on the side of the road.
Yeah.
The entire front, not the engine, but you know what I'm saying? Like the entire front of the car is just sitting there. License plate still on, like the whole deal. It's like, what the hell happened last night? You could at least taken your license plate home with you.
Something.
Yeah. All right, guys, on to the birthday shout-outs. It's my godson's 29th birthday today, and I just know he would love it. Your penis is too small. And some advice from Coach Ted about turning 29. Thanks, guys. That from Dave in Maple Valley.
Is this Dave's birthday, or whose is it?
It's his godson's 29th birthday.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, his godson doesn't have a name, but he's a person.
All right. My godsons. By the way, both of my godsons, little Bernie and Bo.
You remember the name?
Yeah, only took a home visit. Anyhow, you're turning 29. 29's a great age. It's basically, you're going to be 30 next year and nothing will change. But at 29, you can just be like, I don't know, dude, I'm in my 20s. Back off!
Bo.
Okay,
Bo.
the name right, at least.
Not B-O.
B-E-A-U.
Yeah, I can't spell it.
Right. Gentlemen, today's
I just hang out with him once every 2 years.
Today's my twin brother Devin's birthday. He is 30 years old. He's a great guy with a giant heart that loves working as a dog groomer. So, can I get an inspirational quote from Miles and one of Captain's seafaring anecdotes? Rock on and dig in the new 6 p.m. happy hour exclusively on the Odyssey app. That from Dill. So, 30 years old, Devin. All right, here you go. Some advice on being 30. Devin, by the time you're 30, you are required to have the following. Number 1, sleep deprivation. Number 2, a drawer full of random cords. Number 3, Tupperware with half the lids missing. And number 4, a collection of plastic bags filled with other plastic bags.
Got them all.
Oh, hi, everybody. Well, you're turning 30 years old, so I should come clean about some things from your childhood, like Buzz, the Honey Nut Cheerio bee. He's into Japanese bondage. Always going on about Kumbaku and Shibari. He's a freaky little thing, but one thing you should know, his stinger? That's not a stinger, Miles. It's a butt plug. Crunch Berries.
Jesus. Which today marks the 35th birthday of my wife of nearly 10 years, Matisse. She has beaten the odds this year by opening the only black-owned beauty supply store in Tacoma while battling both cancer, kidney failure, and most recently, she lost both of her legs due to the above-mentioned medical conditions.
Damn.
So, can I get some motivational words from Coach Ted and some business advice? And maybe Miley Cyrus could chime in. I love you, babe. I'm so proud of you and all you've been able to accomplish in the midst of this global pandemic. P.S. Matisse Beauty Supply has hair products for all hair types, even for bald heads like Ted and Thrill. Miles, we all know you wash your hair with bar soap, so do something about that.
Ouch. Bar soap. All right, first of all, you want some advice on some business stuff? Well, if you're going to go see Matisse Beauty Supply in Tacoma, I hope.
Yes, in Tacoma.
I'd start there. Be nice to know where this business is, somewhere in Tacoma. Hopefully it's a neighborhood people can find it. Now, I do like what you're thinking here. You run a beauty supply store, start going to an untapped market. Bald guys. You're right, sometimes it gets a little weird up there. I don't know what's happening. Maybe I need a head lotion. Head lotion also could be sold to other different things.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. Let's make this business work, and congrats on starting it.
Head lotion.
Hey, Lance, let's go to Matisse Beauty Supply. Because there's a lot of people at my concerts that need a lot of supplies to be beautiful. They're ugly, Lance. They're ugly.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too. Just sell everybody I know now has extensions.
They get extensions.
It's
I don't
crazy.
make my beard longer. Ooh, beard extensions.
Beard extensions.
Can you get beard extensions?
I've never heard of it, but I bet we could.
Matisse could be the first place. You want beard extensions? We got beard extensions.
How about-
you ever look at ZZ Top and say, damn, those are some sexy men?
How about armpit hair extensions? You have like 7 inches floating down, get a tank top, just go to a festival and walk around. People are like, dude, did you see the guy with a really long
Like, get them braided,
hair?
right?
Yeah.
So every time you put your hands behind your head, people are like, damn.
Yeah, you walk around town like this. Did you see the dude with like the 6-inch pit hair, man?
It's braided, has beads on the bottom.
I was on acid, walked by him, man, freaked me out.
Can I go to Matisse and have my armpit hair put in like cornrows? You know, like when
Right.
little girls go to the Caribbean.
Yeah,
and they come back.
Just beads.
Yeah, I want that kind of look.
Guys, today is my biker broad coworker Paula, a.k.a. Ruby's 51st birthday. Last year, the Dirty Germans were afraid to let her know how they would celebrate, so could she have a Smokey Robinson and Captain Crunch letting her know how she should celebrate her special day. Thanks, guys. That's from Jeremy, the tax guy.
Happy Chinooka.
Ooh, your special day. Well, the captain always enjoys throwing a birthday party. I mean, unless Mike's involved. But I would tell you, if you want to get in the mood tonight, you should just get yourself hot and ready by watching the Mr. Peanut sex tape. It's the one with Boo Berry and the Energizer Bunny. He keeps beating the drum, but he's not doing it with mallets. Crunch berries.
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks less?
Yay! Time for Who Sucks Last. Stephen Thrill, you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. They all suck to some degree, but it's up to us to determine out of these 3 stories which one sucks the least. Now, if you follow KISW and 999 KISW on Twitter, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. By the way, someone texted in. They say, hey, man, is that a Harry Carey impression? It's spot on. Sorry, new to the show. Now, that was Miley Cyrus. All right, so as always,
She's a former smoker.
yes, former smoker. We got 3 stories, and we'll be traveling to Little Rock, Arkansas, and then we'll make our way across the country to, let's see here, Florida, of course, and even Tennessee gets into the mix this week. Yeah, Tennessee. They got a little something to share. And it's a very Tennessee-like story, all things being equal. But let's start in Arkansas, where a man is wanted on a charge of harassment after multiple women reported that he followed them around and asked to touch their feet. Now, court records show that an arrest warrant was issued for Brian Dale Reams. Reams is suspected of harassing women on at least 3 occasions at different stores. Now, a woman told police that a man with no arms followed her around Walmart and told her she had pretty feet. The man also asked her if she enjoyed people touching her feet. The woman contacted a store manager for help. The manager walked her to her vehicle because of safety concerns. Apparently, he was armed. The woman told police that the man later found her on social media and began harassing her online. Then a second woman, she reported that she'd been harassed at the same Walmart by a man of the same description. She said an armless man followed her around the store, complimented her feet, and asked if he could touch or massage them. She said the man was wearing a face mask that had Brian written on it. Well, store employees escorted the woman to her vehicle after she became too frightened to continue shopping, and then a third woman reported being harassed at a Kroger. She said an armless man approached her from behind, stood very close to her, and said he wanted to see her feet. The woman said no and walked away, but the man followed her. The woman said she found a Facebook post from someone else who'd been harassed by him. She identified him as Reams after viewing the screenshot on his Facebook account, and that's how the cops managed to get him.
Okay.
It's an armless man that wants to get down with your feet.
That's awful.
It's just so weird. Just the fact that he has no arms just makes it weirder to me. All right, let's continue. Let's go to Florida, where a nightclub patron relieved himself into the commercial ice maker. This according to the Florida police, who arrested the drunk man for disorderly conduct.
Oh, no.
They say the 28-year-old Michael Williams was spotted urinating inside the ice chest used to distribute ice throughout 261st, which is the St. Petersburg nightclub. And after relieving himself, Williams resisted. A security guard sought to boot him from the club, where a First Friday party was winding down. The bash was advertised as trendy with a touch of class. When police arrived at the nightclub, they arrested on a misdemeanor disorderly conduct charge. After a pat-down, turned up a bag of marijuana in his pants pocket. Cops stacked on a misdemeanor possession charge. He was booked into the county jail and released after posting a $400 bond. So he peed into the ice machine.
That's pretty cheap for ruining an ice machine.
It really is. And finally, we go to Tennessee, where a man forcibly removed $10 from his own grandmother's underwear after she refused his demand for cash. It should be noted, she was wearing the underwear at the time. Jared Ote, he's a 19-year-old Memphis resident. He entered the 63-year-old woman's house and demanded that she give him cash. But his grandmother told police that when she declined to hand the money over, he pushed her onto the bed, held her down, raised her dress, and removed $10 from her underwear.
$10?
From her underwear. His grandmother's sloppy underwear. Anyway, the woman suffered bruising on her arms and legs because of the incident. The complaint does not indicate why he needed the cash. He was arrested on a felony robbery charge and booked into the Shelby County Jail. He's released from custody after posting $10,000 bond.
Okay.
So those are your three stories again.
Wow.
We have the man in Arkansas. He's the armless man who follows women around because he wants to touch the feet. We have the dude in Florida that peed into the nightclub's ice machine. And finally, the man who reached into his grandmother's underwear to steal $10.
No, he assaulted her and stole money from her. And then he had to go get it. And it was only $10. Was it 2 5s? Was it a 10?
Man, I don't know.
I guess 2 5s.
How do you know that
5 5 once?
That your grandmother?
That's what I was. How did he know Grandma had $10 in her underwear?
Oh, could she have a roll of quarters?
Right.
That'd be tough, dude.
Well, you'd have to stand her up. I think it'd be easier.
No, I'm just saying. I think it would fall out. I've tried to hide stuff in my underwear.
Okay.
You got to worry about weight when hiding things in a waistband.
That is a strong
I wasn't
point.
thinking she was hiding it there. Let's see.
God, that story's just gross.
I think I'm going to have to go with the guy in Florida who relieved himself into the ice maker at the nightclub. Simply because those two women in Arkansas, they're freaked the hell out.
Yeah, all three of them.
And not only that, but he knows who they are. And he stalked at least one of them on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So that's weird as hell.
How's he getting around Facebook?
I don't. I mean, look.
You said he had no arms, right?
He has no arms. But hey, before we go down the road, I know what you're thinking. And normally I'd be like, dude, I don't know. But Miles and I years ago were at a local bar that I've since been 86 from, which people they're like, how do you get 86 from that place? It's easy. Be me. But when we walked in there, there was an armless guy, and he saw us at the bartender. They're very familiar. We didn't give it another thought. And then Miles kind of nudges me and nods in this guy's direction. And he's cutting a steak with a fork and knife.
Yeah, he was.
With his feet.
Right.
He had no arms.
And you know what happens, Ted, when you go to a bar and you get kicked out and no one wants you there? You know
you guess the right bar.
You know what you do? You go to another bar.
I know that story. That is a tough place to see at 86.
No one could believe it. I'm like, no, I messed it up.
With that said, though, I'd be freaked out watching a dude eat with his feet at the bar. Sorry, armless people.
Sorry, armless people. If you're out there driving right now.
Yeah, I'm saying armless people have a right to eat at any bar they want to at the bar. I'm not a big fan of feet.
Right.
So it'd be weird watching a dude cut his steak.
It was weird. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie to you. It was strange. But
I probably would have just moved anyhow. Was he with you?
Oh, Miles was
right there.
Jesus
Miles
Christ.
noticed him first. We could not take our eyes off this guy.
You know, like your shoulders are just bouncing up and down, but you're trying not to get out of squeak.
Was that the same night as the karaoke dude?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I see. So there was two. See, that's why I was so confused. I didn't realize it was you guys were on fire.
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
So I'm with Miles. Like, the guy who's forcibly removing $10 from grandma's underwear, he sucks the most. And that's just weird.
In every way.
I don't want to know where my grandma ever hid money.
Especially not there.
No.
Yeah, the guy in Florida, that's a real F up, but I'm guessing he's at a nightclub. He's a little altered.
That's what I'm
he
thinking,
was
too.
drunk.
And it's an ice machine. Hopefully that can be cleaned. I know, but the fine was only $400. So apparently he did not need to replace the machinery.
Cleaning an ice machine is a pain in the butt, though.
I've never worked at a place that did that.
But compared to following people around in a Walmart with no arms, or
Do you think
the
it
flip
was
side.
But here's,
creepier
like,
because he had no arm?
But he doesn't have arms. So while it's dangerous, like, how dangerous is it? I mean, it would. I feel like.
And
they
if you
could
say,
just
like, somebody's
shove him
bothering me in
away.
Walmart, he's an unarmed man, the cops, they're going to think, well, it's not really a threat because he doesn't have any gun.
Right, because he doesn't have arms.
Or a knife.
Yeah.
Or,
It doesn't take away the creep value.
does
Like-
it make it creepier? Right, so it's creepy
Yes.
if I walk up to a woman, hey, can I touch your feet? You know,
How are you gonna
But
touch
if I
them?
have no arms, would it be worse? Does it seem stranger? You could touch her with your own feet, or maybe I'm going to ask her to put her feet on the side of my face.
Right, that's the other thing. He can't even touch her feet.
No.
Because feet to feet touching, that's different. That's foot stuff.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, if this guy with no arms was talking S to me, I'd punch him. I learned my lesson one time with the midget wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never go soft again because of somebody being small.
Ted was seriously going to beat the piss. It was a midget wrestling groups in town, all right? And the tiniest guy, I think
Right,
his
who was
build
a dwarf.
He was also the heel, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he was a D-bag. He wasn't
a happy guy.
He wasn't talking smack to Ted in the ring. He was being an a-hole. I mean, all night.
To everybody.
Ted's like, dude, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to beat the living ass out of this midget. I said, Ted, you can't. Man, I know he's a D, but it's because you were like $3 bills at the time.
Yeah.
You can't just haul off and cold cock this dude, man. I know he sucks, but it just looks bad. And you might kill him.
Yeah, well, lesson learned. This dude with no arms talking trash, he's catching it.
I'm sticking with Ice Maker guy.
Yeah, I agree.
You're probably right. Icebreaker guy's the least creepy.
Debate continues.
Sucks
If you
less.
follow KISW at 999 KISW on Twitter, you are listening to The Men's Room.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.
I'm Glennon Doyle, author of Untamed and host of the podcast We Can Do Hard Things. Each week, we talk openly and honestly about the hard things in life together with you. So join us and some of our dearest friends and greatest heroes to talk about anxiety, boundaries, parenting, infidelity, our bodies, loving and losing, all of the things that make us human. Listen to and follow We Can Do Hard Things on Odyssey and everywhere you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW. The men's room is in progress.
Coming up in just minutes, we will drink, we will toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, there's a woman in Chicago that was arrested for self-harm after beating herself over the head with a crowbar and ramming her head repeatedly into a wall to win a bet that she could kick her own ass. Do you know how much that bet was for?
Oh, boy. I hope it's more than $10 in Meemaw's underwear.
A little bit. 12 American dollars.
For 12, she hit herself over the head repeatedly with a crowbar.
Oh, yeah. She left welts. She left bubbles on her face of swollen flesh.
For $12.
For $12.
It's a crime to beat yourself up.
That's what I thought, because it said that she was arrested. I said, by all means, Now, they also got her on damage to property because she was ramming a wall that I don't believe was hers.
That makes sense.
But the first thing that they named was for self-harm.
But people who harm themselves, like, oh, man, I cut my 2 fingers off with a table saw. They don't go, all right, well, we're going to fine you for self-harm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just like, I know it's an accident.
I think intentional self-harm is a little bit different in that respect, but I see what you're saying.
You're going to be responsible for the medical bills no matter what.
Right.
It's on you.
So, yeah.
It's your decision.
It's my own stupidity, man.
Yeah. What state was this in?
This was in Chicago.
Illinois. All right.
Exactly.
A little odd.
Just a little strange there. Someone found a double banana.
Like 2 bananas and 1 peel?
Bingo. They peeled a double banana.
Were they side by side or like I don't know what you call that. Banana
end to end.
End to end.
So no, I think they were side by side. I think it was the same size proportionally banana, but it was maybe just a little bit of a fatter peel and it had a couple just nested in there.
I wouldn't eat it. It's all genetically made anyway. So if they wanted to, they could do it probably.
I know it's stupid. I just wouldn't. That would freak me out. I'm sure the bananas were fine, but
we're friends.
I don't know. Like, a little awfully cozy in there.
Well, do you eat the peanuts when it's got the 3rd one in there?
Yes. I don't know why it's different.
Perfect. Oh yeah, Mike, I'm looking at a double nana right now. You're right. It looks like a little more like a derriere, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh.
You just got different ideas.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Dive on in.
You on Twitter?
Are you ready for this? There's a new exclusive Cinnamon Toast Crunch popcorn.
Speak.
Oh, yeah, we saw a picture of that.
Sold only at Sam's Club.
God damn it.
Is anybody here a Sam's Club member?
No.
Negative.
Anybody know where one is?
No.
You know what? Yes. There's one down by the Dave & Buster's in Auburn, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh.
It's the only one that I know of.
The only one I've ever done of those was called Price Club back in the day.
Price Club.
That ended up being Costco.
Are you a member there, Mike?
Of
Sam's Club?
No, I am not.
Son of a bitch.
That one might actually not still be there. It was next to the mall, but I'm not positive it's still there. It might have become like a retro works or something like that.
I mean, look, I love popcorn. I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Right.
It's perfect marriage.
You know what? I'm just going to crush up a bunch of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and toss popcorn.
Ted, the Smith family popcorn has something that's similar.
Actually, Smith Valley popcorn does have a similar flavor.
Yes, with cinnamon and something else.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a breakfast cereal with cinnamon and sugar involved.
Mm-hmm. I'm in.
They also have just a breakfast cereal flavor.
What does breakfast cereal taste like?
We're talking Cheerios, Captain Crunch.
Right,
somewhere between like Fruit Loop and
that makes sense.
Like a Fruity Pebble.
Okay,
all right.
I do.
Yeah, I'm not big on it. You like those fruity ass cereals, right?
I like fruity Pebbles.
Yeah,
you guys like Fruit Loops?
I mean, they're not the worst, but I'd rather have Fruity Pebbles.
They're making a bag of Fruit Loops now, where it's like a bag of chips, and they're a little bit bigger, and it's basically like I bought it because it was like, hey, you're not going to buy milk, you just want to eat the Fruit Loops.
Right. I'm going to make half our audience mad, but I'm telling you right now, Fruity Pebble marshmallow treats are far superior.
They are not.
No,
Rice Krispie
they
treats.
are. They look appealing.
Interesting, and I would try it.
They are far superior.
But I would not say that they were superior. No, I will not believe you on that one, Mike.
Okay.
Because Fruity Pebbles, when it comes to cereals, they are down in the bottom 50.
Oh, are you serious?
I'll hate on the Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, I'm with Miles. I like Fruit Peps.
Yeah,
No.
Fruity Pebs.
I don't know why I shortened.
with weed butter.
Fruit Pebs.
Yeah, generally if I eat Fruity Pebbles, it's an edible.
Google searches with an interest in dating have reached a 5-year high.
Yeah, because people go out again.
Exactly.
Wait,
People are ready to get out there again.
Are they asking questions about dating, or like the Google date site?
Yeah, I think they're looking for different dating sites that
okay.
or they're looking for tips on how to ask people on dates or conduct themselves on dates or the best way to impress people. That sort of a thing. They're just looking. They're date interested Google searches.
Yeah, curious what you search for.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of people didn't go on a date in over a year.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Some of them are just basic questions. You know what I mean? Because you couldn't go to bars, so you couldn't just kind of get drunk and
get that liquid courage, right?
Right, or the interactions, right? So a lot of people had to go back on picnics and this and that.
God,
right? How do we just approach the first kiss at 1 p.m. on a...
Basically, how do I get laid after I establish I'm going on a date?
Right. Correct.
Right.
But we're not drunk at a bar.
Right, without the use.
Is it too forward to ask for sex 5 minutes in?
Especially because I'll be done in 30 seconds because it's been over a year.
An overwhelming 81% of college graduates wish they were taught more life skills before graduating.
Yes. I mean, you don't know what you don't know, but you're coddled and then you're put out in the real world.
Well, and also, not everyone goes to college. So those skills should be learned in high school.
They should.
And home economics used to do a pretty good job of that when I was in junior high, which is middle school. But they never really had anything like that when you were, in high school.
No.
So they had accounting as far as keeping a ledger and things like that. But that didn't teach you how to budget your own money at home.
Right.
There's a couple different things. They were just basic things that you should probably learn. How to change a tire. Yeah. I mean, just weird
but
stuff.
But even budgeting, it's like, dude, it's math.
Right.
If you make $500 a month, that's what you make. That's what you make. That's what you have. You understand what your rent's going to be. Your bills, they fluctuate a little bit.
What a lot of people don't understand is interest rates on credit cards. Things
Sure.
that, like they don't understand. They get a credit card, it's 28% because it's their first one.
Right.
They don't understand that if they owe $100 and they only pay, say, the minimum of $25, that, only 2/3 of that applies.
Right.
And then the rest is an interest. So they, just basic things that are, a lot of people don't know until they find out. They're like, well, if I put this much down, why isn't my bill this? Well, that's why.
It should just be called, the class should be called How the Game is Played.
How the game is played.
Right. Because like you said, with interest rate, all this stuff. There is a game involved in this. You always lose, but how to protect yourself better.
Exactly.
We're going to start a podcast, How the Game is Made.
For example,
we're just going to teach people life lessons.
ATM fees. People don't realize, how much money they spend a month.
Absolutely.
Just on being able to take their own money out of a place where they bank.
Right.
They get charged for withdrawing their own money. You know what I mean? And those add up. So if you go to the ATM a couple times a week before you know it, it's $3 here or there. You know what I mean? You're $30 deep at the end of the month.
Exactly.
Just to get your own money out. It's better off to go to the bank and get it out.
And people go, what does it cost? Because it does. Your argument is correct, but it doesn't work.
Or just go to your bank's ATMs.
Yeah, yep, do that.
Yep.
Surcharges.
Yep.
Scientists have found that common plastics can be broken down in cows' stomachs.
Fantastic. I'm start feeding every cow I see
That's
plastic.
kind of what they're saying.
Is that okay? Yeah, can we just give them plastic?
I mean, I would wait for a little bit more research on the subject,
the problem is there's no nutrients.
Well, cow's stomach is what? Is tripe? No, what is it?
That's
what is the food?
Intestines.
Oh, intestines. I'm sorry. Okay, I thought you said stomach.
Well, yeah.
What's the stomach of a cow? Because people, don't they eat that on something?
They got 4 cow stomachs.
They got 4 chambers in their stomach. Or do they have
No, they got 4 stomachs.
It is 4 stomachs?
Yeah.
Huh.
They all do different things, but yes, they have 4 stomachs.
But one of those 4 can break down plastic.
Exactly.
All right.
Bingo.
I think I'd eat stuff if it had if it didn't have calories. I just like.
You just eat plastic.
Sometimes I like to eat stuff.
Let's just go.
Whatever.
Look, the turtles are probably pumped. And fish. Let the cows eat.
True. Someone asked people online for the pettiest reason they've rejected someone.
The pettiest.
The pettiest
Oh, you
reason.
mean like something that just made them go, I
Exactly.
don't know.
Dude, for example, Thrill, you knew somebody that got rejected for a job. You actually beat him for a job just because he was
ugly. He was severely ugly, and I don't remember him being that ugly, but the guy that hired me said, thank God you're here, because that guy was so ugly. I thought he was joking, and he goes, I'm not kidding, and it's an open kitchen. I can't have customers trying to eat food. He was being dead serious.
I'll
And
say
look
this.
at that guy.
An adult with a collection of stuffed animals on their bed.
Okay.
Big gums.
Big gums, not bad. Any petty reasons there, Ted Smith? Just thinking.
She won't give up the butt.
What if they had a pet snake?
That's not petty. That's fear.
Right. Yeah.
Truth. So
I would be hard pressed to date somebody that has a snake.
here are the 10 pettiest reasons people have rejected someone. Number 10, he dropped something and said, whoopsie.
That's pretty petty.
I feel like a while back that was a men's room rule of things that guys can't say is
Well, it's
whoopsie.
like calling your stomach your tummy.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not a deal breaker, but you're like, that is very weird.
My tummy hurts. I'm
Right.
going to go to the bathroom. He just called us something. I'll tell you one was a weird one. I knew somebody who was a grown person who used to call their mom mommy and their dad daddy.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, not that I was interested in having sex with this guy, but it was just like, dude, it was just like, I don't know, it kind of took me back.
Yeah, it's
Like,
weird.
It's weird, right? I mean, that would be a deal breaker if I was a woman and he asked me out.
Hi, Daddy.
I got to call my mommy. Did you just call your mom your mommy? Oh, no, this is not going to fly.
I would assume it's his side action until I actually meet her and go, oh, my God, it's actually your mother.
Exactly.
Number 9, I broke up with my 8th grade boyfriend right before Christmas so I wouldn't have to buy him a gift.
Well, because you're in 8th grade and you're poor.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, that still happens right before Valentine's Day.
About to say that's a common move, isn't it?
It's a crushing blow.
If you're going to do it, you might as well do it before you have to shell out some cash.
Like, people won't be looking for dates right around November-ish so that when that threshold comes, they don't end up having to buy a Christmas present.
Well, you got to start looking in, like, mid-September, October for cuffing season.
Mm-hmm. That's what it was. Cuffing season. That's what it is. Pettiest reasons people have rejected someone. Number 8, every time I asked what she would like to do, it was an annoying, I don't know.
I couldn't take it. I know it's petty. I couldn't take it. Someone here I like to say sweaty palms.
Oh, yeah.
Every time you see them, their palms are sweaty. Like,
right.
Oh, stop touching me.
Well, and imagine, if you're in a relationship, you got to hold that hand. And if it's
like holding a warm, wet sponge.
If that hand has suction to it when you grab a hold of it because it's watertight, that's a little...
I don't know if it's petty, but I've definitely spent a day with somebody and then been like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, because you just know.
Just the conversation or whatever. I was just like, this is... Nah.
Right.
Nah. You ever run into somebody with really, really dry hands?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Seems like somebody in here hasn't. Sure. Certainly not you, Girth. Or sorry, that's your junk. My bad.
It's like 1,000 cats licking your penis. Oh. God. Sandpaper. Dry hand.
Like, I want you to stop, but I don't.
She could start a hell of a fire, though.
Mr. Hill, I'm sorry. Number 7, he refused to eat any kind of vegetable at the age of 25.
Yeah, for you.
That's right, you're double that.
And look,
we go.
I'm perfectly fine with that. They said, look, it's a deal breaker for me, whatever reason. So I'm okay with that only because I am not going to start eating vegetables.
No, and also, dude, I don't care what you eat.
Right.
You can eat whatever you want. You're an adult. Like, you can... look, if you want nuggets for dinner, eat nuggets for dinner.
Have at it.
Yeah, it's your choice.
I like
Also, I think that's fine. Like, it's petty, but also, like, if Joe doesn't want to be with somebody, then insists on making him eat vegetables.
Right. If
that's a deal breaker, peace.
Right. It works. Hey, sometimes it's water and oil, man. There's nothing wrong with water, nothing wrong with oil. They don't mix.
I find you attractive. We suck together.
There it is. Bingo.
By the way, someone here says, won't use the fan when dropping a deuce.
Oh, bad move, man.
Like, or courtesy flush.
Like, we can't do this, man. Yeah, I mean, you got to make the stink go away, player.
Well, that wouldn't be it. It would be the smell.
That's what I mean.
So it's going to be the smell when you go in there and you go, uh-oh.
And it's a little humid in there. It's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I still use the spray. I got that little poopery.
Does it work?
Top spray. Yes.
Really?
It
That
works
stuff
like a doggone
saves
charm.
relationships.
Yes. 2
Everybody
spritzes.
should have it.
It works like breath spray, just, and that's all you need. 2 sprays, and it is
Before
done.
you poop or after?
Before you poop,
Before.
it makes a little layer, and then the poop gets sucked into it, almost like a parachute.
Coated.
Flush. You're good to go.
Yeah, man.
Coated poop. Did not
Creates
think
like
I'd be talking about that.
Little vapor seal on there, and it actually smells decent. I mean, it's
Like
not
wrapping a log in saran wrap.
Correct. That's exactly what it is. As long as it doesn't just hang off the tree there for a while, I mean, you should be good. Pettiest reasons people have rejected someone. Number 6, I didn't like all the spelling mistakes she was making.
All right.
I mean,
that would happen to me. I'm a terrible speller.
But why are you writing each other notes? Is it because text, nobody spells anything, right?
Right.
So,
Not to mention autocorrect's a thing, so...
I mean, unless she's like an English teacher,
Right.
in which case you go...
And no one wants to be corrected like that.
Right.
It's
No.
just nitpicky.
Exactly. Number 5, he didn't use pillowcases. He owned them, but never actually put them on. That to me is nasty, because I've seen pillows after the pillowcase comes off. You got the big old sweat stain in there, and they're just nasty looking.
Well,
we pulled the sheets off the bed today. Apparently, someone had their head blown off with a shotgun on our mattress. I'm just looking at it like, we sleep on this, man.
They're all yellow, the pillows. All right, well, Ted, you have, you don't use pillows.
I do not.
So, what if you have a guest over? Do you have, like, a pillow in case someone is going to spend the night?
I mean, I have pillows on my bed.
you do?
You just don't use them.
I just don't use them. I still make my bed. I just kind of
To Ted, all
push them off
pillows,
to the side.
all pillows are decoration for Ted.
Yeah, it's very, like, sometimes I'll use one with a nap.
Like
on the couch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Treats
about
himself.
Untamed pubic hair. That's another one that came out. They were a little more aggressive in their description, but
Untamed pubic hair.
Pettiest reasons people have rejected someone. Number 4, she had a live, love, laugh sign on her living room wall.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
What's that Bo Burnham song? White Woman's Instagram?
Dude, I knew my buddy was in trouble. We were like younger, but went over to his house and his fiance. Everything in the kitchen was a cow print.
oh God.
You don't got to call me out, Miles.
So I'm talking, the clock was a cow. The salt and pepper shakers were like a black and white cow.
All right.
The oven mitts. I mean, you name it. If it was in that kitchen, it was cow themed. Like she had a creamer thing out that was a cow. I mean, everything was a cow. The flour and the sugar.
And she probably didn't even eat
The
beef.
other canister were cow decorated. And I looked at my buddy. I'm like, dude, this is not going to work.
Is that right? Number 3, she kept putting ellipses everywhere in texts.
Dot, dot, dot.
Ellipses?
Oh.
Yeah, the dot, dot, dot.
Okay.
That always makes me nervous.
Right, because it's like, that's like saying we need to talk when you get home. Like,
Right.
dude, just either don't give me any warning or just come out with it now.
And they'll do it after, like, thanks, and it's completely innocuous. They don't mean anything by it but thanks, dot, dot, dot. It's like, did you want more? I'm sorry.
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah. Thanks. ... And you're dumped.
Right. Just don't leave it off, man. Leave it off. Don't put it in there. You don't.
Yeah.
We already know that this is a constant running conversation. When you text somebody, you begin a never-ending conversation.
Right.
It's okay that it just drops off. Forget the dots. Number 2, he held his knife like a pen. Like you're stabbing somebody?
That would be
or,
weird.
Or you're...
I don't know
Yeah,
how
you
you
go
would do that.
chopstick with the knife?
Yes.
I don't know.
Hey, whatever.
Okay.
That is weird, though.
You do you,
That
man.
is weird.
And this is the pettiest reason someone has rejected someone as voted by the users of Reddit. She had the same name as my mom.
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, I have
man.
been there.
Really?
You've been there.
Yeah, somebody had the same name as a family member of mine, and I could use like an abbreviation, but it was too weird.
Right, you can never not think of that person.
Right.
There's a bank in China holding a very interesting contest.
What is that contest they're holding?
Tell you all about it 1 hour from now, Miles.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-421-ROCK. All right, we made it to drinking time.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.